Welcome back to another true crime video. Today I have brought one more sensational murder story for you. A case that shook the world in 2006. Canada's teenage girl came on the screen as a murderer. I always bring sensational and true crime videos as per your interest, so subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon so you will never miss any crime video. Now, I am here with a case that will shock you due to its complex information. Canada, which is famous for its peaceful and pleasant environment, this case brought an earthquake for people living here. The nation was stunned as television channels broadcasted a heart-wrenching and unthinkable tragedy: a 12-year-old killer who killed 3 family members. The headlines were clear but shocking, questioning how such a young soul could commit this cruel act. All right, I do not keep you in more suspense, and let's come to the crime scene right away. On April 23, 2006, a horrifying scene was noticed when the lifeless bodies of Mark Richardson and his wife Deborah were discovered in the basement of their home. Tragically, their 8-year-old son Tyler Jacob was also found deceased upstairs. But their 12-year-old daughter Jasmine was notably absent from the residence. Initially, the police had fears that she might have been another victim. However, they turned to shock when Jasmine was arrested the following day, along with her 23-year-old boyfriend, Jeremy Allen Steinke. Both were charged with the triple murder. In early 2006, Jasmine Richardson, a preteen, was going through the typical changes of this young age. Even her school management had informed her parents about her activities and her strange behavior. It was an alarming situation for the parents, and they were worried about it. In fact, she attended a punk rock show where she met Jeremy Steinke. Both the persons connected and began communicating on Nexopia, a popular website for young Canadians. As time passed, Jasmine's behavior started to shift noticeably, though her parents initially dismissed it as regular teenage behavior. However, things turned concerning when the school authorities informed Jasmine's parents about more drastic changes in her likes and appearance. She changed from charming bright colors like pink to wearing dark, gothic attire. The teenage girl used to create fake tattoos with satanic symbols and wear forbidden jewelry at her Catholic school. However, everyone noticed it, and parents wanted to stop her from doing all these things. But she was going in this negative way blindly. Her obsession with Jeremy Steinke increased as they spent more time together. Jeremy, who also identified as a goth, shared similar interests, making their connection all the more intense. Their relationship evolved into a secret romance, with the young couple exchanging phone numbers and spending time together behind closed doors. As their bond strengthened, Jeremy's influence on Jasmine became increasingly concerning. The story of Jasmine Richardson and Jeremy Steinke would later take a horrifying turn, leading to a series of tragic events that shook the nation. The couple's shared interest in dark themes and their impressionable ages would end in a crime that shocked the world and left scars on the community forever. Their relationship took an essential turn after they became sexually active and decided to commit to each other. Once committed, Jasmine's behavior became different and careless to everything and everyone. Her attitude left her friends alarmed since he had changed her appearance and dress. They noticed strange crosses and tattoos on her body, contrasting her previous self. It was not common in that age of girls. Even her friends did not like those things. Jasmine's life took a dramatic turn when she discovered vampirefreaks.com. It is a platform that provides interest to individuals with shared interests in vampire culture and dark themes. Embracing her newfound identity, she created a bold bio on the site. In her profile, she described herself as bisexual, wicked, weird, and deeply introspective. Her interests describe the cool side of her personality. She likes to have unnatural hair colors, dark poetry, blood, and kinky things, drawing her into an online community that resonated with her unconventional inclinations. The site also served as the primary communication channel between Jasmine and her mysterious boyfriend, Jeremy, who had been a part of the platform since its inception. As a 23-year-old with interests that aligned closely with the vampire subculture, Jeremy formed a connection with Jasmine. However, given the significant age gap and the secrecy surrounding their relationship, Jasmine kept her involvement with him hidden from her parents, aware of the potential controversy it would stir. Her parents began monitoring her social media activities when they came to know about her. They checked her, and they came to know that these things were leading them to discover her connection with Jeremy. Upon realizing the extent of their daughter's involvement with a much older individual and her absences from home, her parents grew angry and concerned for her well-being. In fact, they did not like her relationship, so they disapproved and forbade her from seeing Jeremy or leaving the house except for school-related activities. Before committing the murders, Jeremy had watched the 1994 film Natural Born Killers with some friends. The movie portrayed a young couple embarking on a violent killing act. Jeremy revealed to his friends that he and Jasmine planned to act similarly, omitting her younger brother from their sinister plans. The movie seemingly influenced their disturbing intentions just hours before the tragic events occurred. Jeremy and Jasmine's communication remains limited to online interactions. Seeking a solution to their predicament, Jasmine suggested a cruel plan to kill her own family. Alarmed by her intentions, the police discovered a letter written by Jasmine, addressed to Jeremy, detailing her alarming proposal. The letter provided a chilling insight into Jasmine's disturbed state of mind, raising serious concerns about her mental well-being and the potential risks involved. In the letter, she was expressing herself by saying, "Hey Jeremy, I have this plan. It begins with me killing them and ends with me living with you." The boy replied, "They will regret the shit they have done. Finally, there shall be silence. Their blood shall be my payment." In return, Jasmine expressed more hatred towards her family to Jeremy, blaming them for their separation and hoping for their removal from her life. On April 23, 2006, during the night, a tragic and shocking incident occurred in the house. Deborah, her mother, was preparing for bed when she heard some noise in the basement or downstairs. She was curious about it and wanted to know what was going on. She put on her robe and came out of the room. When she turned on the lights, she saw a boy with a mask standing in front of her with a knife in his hand. The sight frightened her, and she shouted for help, but the boy attacked her and stabbed multiple wounds. Her screams awakened the other family members. Mark, her husband, rushed downstairs to see the dreadful scene. He witnessed the boy taking his wife's life, and to defend her, he took a nearby screwdriver to attack the boy. However, his efforts proved a failure as he was overpowered and met a tragic end, being stabbed multiple times. Upstairs in her room, their daughter Jasmine pretended to sleep while fully aware of it. In the next room, her younger brother was sleeping, and he was an 8-year-old boy who can be the witness of the whole incident. He hid himself under the bed since that violence had terrified him. Jasmine ran towards his room and covered his ears with her hands so that he could not hear the noise. After committing the cruel acts, the boy, named Jeremy, came upstairs. Driven by an inconceivable motive, Jasmine decided that her younger brother Jacob should not be spared either. Jasmine was thinking, as both parents have died, and the boy had no one to take care, so he must be killed. She stabbed him multiple times and slit his throat to make sure that he would not survive. However, the little boy was saying, "I'm scared. I'm too young to die." This upsetting event serves as a reminder of the tragic results of violence. All these things were not able to express because that cruelty left everyone shocked. Not only this, the girl left the house with her boyfriend without any care of what she had done with her family. On that crucial evening, the Richardson household, where the tragedy had already occurred, experienced another cruel event. A 6-year-old neighbor went to their door innocently seeking playtime with Jacob, expecting laughter and games. However, as he rang the doorbell, there was no response. It would be made him curious, or he wanted to know what had happened. So the little boy tried to peer into the window. There he saw blood scattered all around. There he could see 2 dead bodies, and he could recognize them at first sight. The boy rushed home to inform his parents. Upon hearing the shocking account from their distressed child, the boy's parents rushed to the Richardson residence. Parents came to the door and they saw those bodies lying unconsciously. They realized that both of them had been murdered, so they preferred to call the police instead of knocking or breaking the door. For more investigation and to get clues, police visited Jasmine's school. To their surprise and unease, they fell upon a disturbing drawing. This sinister artwork raised suspicions. and suddenly the focus shifted from a missing person case to a potential murder investigation involving Jasmine. Within a remarkably short period, just 24 hours later, the police's increased search led them to a town named Leader, located 100 miles from the Richardson residence. There they found out both the boy and the girl. They were living there without any fear of death and repenting for their sin. Casey Lancaster, a friend of the couple, faced serious charges as an accessory to murder after the fact. On May 3, 2006, she was accused of actively participating in disposing of evidence and aiding Steinke and his fiancée by driving them away in her pickup truck following the terrible acts. She drove them in her truck and took them away from the crime scene. It was taken as assistance in the crime and delay in justice. It was a crime, and she was punished for it. However, as the legal proceedings happened, the charge of accessory to murder was eventually withdrawn. Instead, Casey pleaded guilty to obstruction in provincial court in Medicine Hat. In a plea deal, she accepted responsibility for her actions and admitted to delaying the investigation. She got a sentence of 12 months of arrest and was charged with drug addiction during that period. When police approached them and arrested them, it was clear that both are sinister. They have murdered the entire family. It was the crime that left people in great shock, since no one expected this cruelty from a daughter that is just 12 years old. A teenage girl could not do so, and it spread a wave of sensation and fear all around the town. As the justice system commenced, the community would strive to heal, finding strength in unity and hope for a safer, more compassionate future. Police mentioned in the report that upon their arrest, there was a visible absence of grief or sadness on their faces. Instead, Jeremy shamelessly boasted about his black eyes, narrating how Mark, Jasmine's father, had allegedly punched him in the eyes. He seemed to find amusement in the situation, laughing as he recounted the incident. The first trial was started in June 2006, and in the trial, police asked Jasmine why she had done this cruel act. She replied to them in those words, "I love Jeremy so much, I thought it would bring us closer together." Upon further investigation, it was evident in the form of exchanged letters between Jeremy and Jasmine during their time of arrest. Even in the face of their terrible situation, they continued to correspond with each other. In one of these letters, Jasmine referred to themselves as legends, believing they were immortal, showing disturbing objectivity from the intensity of their actions. Neither Jasmine nor Jeremy expressed any hint of guilt or remorse for the cruel deeds they had committed. Instead, these chilling letters showcased their boldness as they shamelessly discussed their future together, as if they were merely planning for life beyond prison walls. In another letter written by Jasmine, the contents left authorities and readers alike shaken. The unfinished sentence hinted at their unsettling mindset, leaving room for speculation about their twisted motives and the depths of darkness waiting within their minds. "Never has a person affected me so much. Always will something be missing without you with me. My lawyer tells me we are legends, closer to immortality, it would seem." In the reply, Jeremy said, "I love you more than life itself. I've added you to my visitors list. So once you are released, please visit often. Never forget how much I care or that I love you. Without you, this life isn't worth living. You said you want to get engaged. Then here is the question. Will you marry me?" "If yes, then it's a verbal agreement," she replied shamelessly. "Yes, I will marry you. The world is really against us." On July 3, 2007, Jasmine bravely took the stand in her defense, providing her testimony during the trial. She claimed that her conversations with Jeremy about killing her family were purely hypothetical and never intended to be acted upon. She insisted that she had no genuine intention to harm her family or orchestrate their deaths to appear as accidents or suicides. Regarding the letters exchanged with Jeremy, Jasmine offered a scary explanation. She asserted that her motivation behind writing those letters was to attain a fleeting taste of fame, desiring to be remembered by people forever. She distanced herself from any real intent to commit the heinous acts they discussed in those letters. Jasmine recounted the tragic night of the murders, affirming that she was present in her younger brother's room at the time. She claimed she attempted to shield him from the harrowing sounds, protecting him from witnessing their parents' brutal demise. According to her testimony, Jeremy appeared in the room and forcefully ordered her to kill her own brother. As per her statement, Jeremy killed her parents and brother because he wanted to show his affection to the girl. He wanted to tell her that he obeyed her orders. He was found guilty in all 3 courts of first degree. The jury gave their verdicts after 3 hours of the hearing on July 10, 2007. In the same way, Jasmine was found guilty in all 3 courts, but she was a minor and a teenage girl. Despite all her cruelty, she was sentenced to 1 year of imprisonment since she was 14 years old at the time of the crime. She had to spend half of the time in a psychiatric ward for appropriate evaluation and treatment according to Canadian law. On the other side, Jeremy faced in 2008 his trial. He was found guilty in 3 courts of first-degree murder. The court gave 3 life sentences of imprisonment. He was eligible for parole after spending 25 years. The environment was sad and shocking after reading the jury verdict. In 2012, Jeremy made a significant decision to change his name to Jackson. He wanted to attempt to seek a fresh start or appeal his case. However, his efforts to appeal proved unsuccessful, and he remained incarcerated. On the other side, Jasmine completed her punishment time in 2015 and was granted a full release when she was 23 years old. This was the time when she used to live far from her dark past and tried to be safe for the future. She knew that she must maintain a clear record that would help her to avoid legal issues in jail for 5 years consecutive. In this way, her juvenile record would be clear. This means that any traces of her past offenses will be forever erased, offering her a chance to truly leave her troubled history behind and move towards a fresh beginning. The future holds uncertainty for both Jackson and Jasmine, but their paths have diverged since the tragic events that shook their community years ago. While Jackson remains behind bars, Jasmine strives to reintegrate into society, hoping to redefine her life and leave the shadows of her past firmly in the past. The memories of that haunting evening will forever linger, but their actions in the years to come will determine whether redemption and healing are attainable. Upon Jasmine's release, her attorney, Catherine Bayak, expressed satisfaction, believing that the system has worked in this case. Bayak conveyed confidence in Jasmine's ability to refrain from further offenses, indicating that she was unlikely to reoffend. Additionally, Bayak highlighted the prospect of Jasmine's youth criminal records being sealed after 5 years of demonstrating good behavior as an adult. During her final court appearance before her release, Jasmine, referred to as JR under Canada's Youth Criminal Justice Act, appeared via closed-circuit TV from an undisclosed location. As reported by CBC News, she addressed the judge with gratitude, but notably abstained from apologizing or expressing guilt for her past crimes. It seemed that she had tricked the justice. Jeremy's psyche presents that there is a deep unsettling. It is an image of a disturbed individual. His interest in violent media, as evidenced by watching natural-born killers, may have contributed to a misleading perception of reality and an interest in negative acts. The fact that he planned a killing with Jasmine, even though killing her younger brother, showcases a heartless and morally compromised mindset. His lack of guilt and willingness to show off his black eyes after the murders highlight a troubling disconnect from the intensity of his actions. Jeremy's psyche appears entrenched in a world of darkness, marked by a lack of empathy and a disturbing attraction to violence and chaos. Both persons are curses to society and have many complexities in their psyche.